Marcus Webb had exactly $12 left in his checking account when the notification popped up on his phone. A VIP hospitality gig, $950 for one night. The kind of money that could buy his 7-year-old daughter, Lily, the inhaler she needed, cover the 2 weeks of overdue electricity, and maybe, just maybe, let Marcus exhale for the first time since his wife, Dana, walked out 18 months ago without so much as a forwarding address. He accepted the job before he finished reading the description. The gig was at the Hargrove Grand, the most expensive hotel in downtown Chicago. Marcus would be a personal event assistant for a private birthday gala, catering to one guest in particular. The brief simply said, Ms. Eleanor Hargrove. Handle with care. Asterisk. He didn't know who Eleanor Hargrove was. He would soon find out she was the kind of woman who made other people nervous just by walking into a room. Marcus borrowed a pressed shirt from his neighbor, Mr. Delgado, ironed it twice, and kissed Lily on the forehead while she slept. Mrs. Delgado would watch her through the night. He drove his 2009 Honda Civic to the hotel with the passenger window that wouldn't fully close, parked in the back where nobody could see it, and walked through the service entrance with his chin up. The event coordinator, a thin woman named Patricia who communicated exclusively through tight smiles, handed Marcus a laminated card with Eleanor Hargrove's preferences printed in bullet points. Still water, never sparkling. White roses, never red. No photographs. No unsolicited conversation. No pity. That last one stopped him. No pity. Asterisk. He tucked the card into his pocket and got to work. Eleanor Hargrove arrived at 8:47 p.m., 13 minutes before her own party, which Marcus had already come to understand was completely intentional. She was 63, silver-haired, dressed in a charcoal gown that probably cost more than Marcus made in a year, and she moved through the gilded ballroom like someone performing a role they had rehearsed their entire life but never quite believed in. She was also in a wheelchair. Not the kind that announced struggle. It was sleek, custom, almost architectural. But Marcus noticed the way she gripped the armrests when she thought no one was looking, knuckles pale, jaw tight, as if the chair itself were something she hadn't fully made peace with. He approached her with her still water, white roses placed precisely at the table, and simply said, "Everything's ready, Ms. Hargrove. Let me know if anything needs adjusting." She studied him the way people study something they expect to disappoint them. "You're not going to tell me I look wonderful." "I didn't think that was in the job description," Marcus said. For a half second, something shifted behind her eyes. Finally, she said quietly, almost to herself, "Someone honest. The gala was full of Chicago's finest, business partners, old money families, a local senator. They cycled through Eleanor like weather, offering her champagne toasts and practiced warmth. Marcus watched her navigate each interaction with the skill of someone who had been performing graciousness since childhood but found no joy in it anymore. Around 10 o'clock, the crowd thickened near the open bar, and Marcus noticed Eleanor had wheeled herself to the far edge of the terrace. Alone. The Chicago skyline stretched behind her, all cold light and winter wind, and she sat there looking at it like she was saying goodbye to something he shouldn't have gone over. It wasn't in the instructions. He went anyway. He didn't say anything at first. Just stood a respectful distance away, looking at the same skyline. "You're supposed to be circulating," she said without turning. "You're supposed to be enjoying your party," he replied. She was quiet for a long moment. Then she laughed, a real one, short and surprised, like it escaped before she could stop it. "What's your name?" "Marcus." "Marcus." She seemed to test it. "How old are you?" 34. "You have children?" He hesitated, then answered honestly. "A daughter. Lily. She's 7. Eleanor turned to look at him then, fully, for the first time. Her mother. Not in the picture. Something moved across Eleanor's face, not pity, just recognition, the way people look when they see something they understand from the inside. "My son was 7 when his father left," she said. "He's 31 now. We don't speak." Marcus didn't fill the silence with anything rehearsed. He just said, "I'm sorry." "Don't be sorry," she said. "Be present. That's what I got wrong. I built all of this," she gestured toward the glittering room behind them, "and forgot to build the one thing that mattered." They stood there a moment longer. Below them, the city hummed indifferently. "What does Lily want to be?" Eleanor asked suddenly. Marcus smiled without meaning to. A marine biologist. Specifically, she wants to study octopuses because, and I quote, they are the smartest weirdos in the ocean. Eleanor laughed again, fuller this time. She sounds extraordinary. She's everything, Marcus said simply. No performance in it, just truth. Eleanor looked at him for a long moment. You didn't take this job because you love hospitality work. No ma'am. How much are they paying you? $9.50. She was quiet. Then, is that enough? Marcus thought about the inhaler. The electricity bill. Mr. Delgado's borrowed shirt. It's enough for tonight, he said. The party wound down past midnight. Marcus handled everything, cleared, organized, coordinated, stayed invisible the way the job required. Eleanor never asked him to do anything extraordinary. He just did it, each small task completed with the kind of quiet dignity that doesn't ask to be noticed. Before he left, Patricia handed him an envelope. He assumed it was his payment. He opened it in the car. Inside was a check for $9,500. He thought it was a mistake. There was a handwritten note on Hargrove Grand stationery. Marcus, not a mistake. Not charity. Consider it an investment in the smartest weirdest marine biology education. Some people build skyscrapers. You're building a person. That's harder, and it matters more. E.H. P.S. The roses were perfect. He sat in his cold car outside the hotel with the window that wouldn't close, the Chicago wind slipping in, and he pressed the back of his hand to his mouth because he was a 34-year-old man sitting alone and he didn't want to cry in the parking lot of the most expensive hotel in the city. He cried anyway. He drove home at 1 a.m. and stood in Lily's doorway the way he always did, just watching her breathe, this small extraordinary person who had no idea how hard he was working to make sure she never felt the weight of it. He tucked the check under his mattress, not because it wasn't real, but because he needed to sleep on it before he could believe it. In the morning, Lily found him making pancakes and announced that octopuses could edit their own RNA, which she had read in a library book, and did he know that was basically like rewriting your own brain? Yeah, Marcus said, flipping a pancake. Yeah, she said seriously. They're basically geniuses. Takes one to know one, he said. She rolled her eyes exactly the way her mother used to, and Marcus laughed and didn't feel the sting of it this time. Some nights cost you everything. Some nights, something extraordinary happens in the in-between spaces, on a terrace at the edge of a party, in a quiet moment between two people who weren't supposed to talk, and something shifts. Not dramatically. Not with music or fanfare. Just a woman who had everything discovering what she'd missed. And a man who had almost nothing realizing that he already had the most important thing in the world. And 9,500 reasons to keep going.